So for bombing with the JF17 with the GB6 glide bombs, this is grounding Sidewinder server. On here, the ground targets are marked by this circle. So you want to zoom in. The reason you want to zoom in, say if you stopped like here, then you're like, oh, I'm going to put my point right here. So you click it, you put your point there. But then when you actually zoom in, see, your point wouldn't be where you put it. Now this doesn't mean that the ground target is right there. You can't, the ground targets aren't marked. It just means they're going to be in this general area. Now I happen to know on this target, there's a bunch of artillery lined up right here. And there's a SAM site or something right about there. So you zoom in pretty close and you want to make sure that one, the circle and the circle with the square in it, they are filled in like that. That one will give you the data, mission data, tell you what it is. Get rid of that. So once you have those clicked, you go and you find where you want the bomb to hit. And I want it to be right about here. And then once you make this point, you go here and you have to label it capital PP1 for planned point 1. I'm moving my VR to see my keyboard, sorry. So once you got that, click it, done. There's that point. Now if I just click it again, it doesn't really ever make the actual spot. So when you click it, it unclicks that. So you gotta come back up here, click the circle. Now you find your second point. Now one might actually be enough if I put it in the middle. I don't know though. So I'm gonna put another one right here. Label the next one PP2, and the next one will be 3, 4, so on. We only got 2 bombs, so that's what we're gonna do. 2. Alright, you got those set. You get back in the plane. I've already loaded them up, but just so you can see the ground. There you are. And when you click here, you want AG missiles. It's labeled as missiles, even though it's a glide bomb. And there's a few different types. This is, I believe, a cluster bomb. This one is obviously HE, high explosive. And this is the good one that I like. It is a armor piercing cluster. It's a big bomb. It carries a pretty good amount of little cluster bombs, and it spreads them over a pretty big area. I really like this weapon, so I load up with 2 of those. Alright, so then you want to update your DTC data. Put the card in and enter all the data. Now you can go taxi, take off while it's doing this. You don't have to sit still. I'm just gonna for a second for the video. Once it loads SMS, it's gonna give you the warning. That's because you have bombs on. It'll do the same thing if you have tanks on. When you have bombs on, you need to switch to air to ground. Just the first switch, the one down here, AG, flip that one down. That gets rid of your warning. And once it's done, it's DTC locked. Alright, so go to air to ground mode. I've already have my data link set up and all that. You have to do that. So air to ground mode, and it comes with this. Now it comes on mode TOO. You don't want that. We want planned points. We want the bombs to hit those points we marked. So change this to PP. And see, when you do that, it'll give you this line right here. That's line to the target. Sorry, my camera's skipping around. My VR is messing up. See, that line is to your target. And right up here in your HUD is range to target. We are 64.1 miles from the target. Over here, let's go to control. And you see this countdown. You need that to get to 0 before you drop the bombs. It only takes 3 minutes, so it's not a big deal. By the time you taxi, take off, and get there, it'll be at 0. But don't drop your bombs until that is at 0. You see on here channel 36. The JF17 has different channels for different things, and the planned point channels start at 36. So 36 is going to be your planned point 1. That's what it's going to automatically go to, the first one. So that's good. Alright, so let's go try to bomb these guys. Now I will take off and I will climb at a shallow rate, probably like 5 degrees, up to about 10,000 feet. I like to cruise at about 10,000 feet because the JF17, it's not that fast, and at high altitude, weighted down with all your weapons and fuel, it's really not that fast, and I'm not patient. I don't like to go slow, so I will climb to about 10,000 and cruise at 10,000 to the target until I get to about 30-25 miles out, and at that point I will go full burner into a climb up to about 20,000, and at 20,000 feet you can drop your bombs at about 19-20 miles, give or take a few depending on your speed and altitude, but that's how I do it as long as there's nobody around and whatnot. So now we're up, you can see the dashed line there telling you where to go, and also on your HUD that diamond with the arrow, that is your target. So I will turn towards the target, get nice and lined up with it like that, and I'll climb at about 5 degrees up to about 10,000 feet. Then I'll level off and cruise up there until I get about 30-25 miles out. Then, like I said, I'll go into a climb at about 20,000 feet. So far I'm going to cut the video here until I get closer, so you don't have to see me flying in a straight line to get there. Alright, we're getting closer, we're about 35 miles out. And you notice on here, the line here is dashed. That means you are too far away to drop your bombs. This line here going across is your maximum release point. Once you cross that point, you can drop your bombs. Now that point will change depending on your altitude and speed. From, if you're at like 40k feet, you can drop your bombs probably like 40 miles out. I like to drop them at about 20,000, so you can drop them at 20,000 at about 20 miles out, give or take a little bit, depending on your speed and altitude and whatnot. So we're about 30 miles out now. I will now go burner and climb up to about 20,000 feet. That's just the altitude I like to do that. You can, the higher you are, the faster you are, the farther away you can drop them. This seems to work best for me, just to get there in a calming manner without wasting all your speed climbing and whatnot. So you can see as I'm climbing, that line is getting closer and closer to me because the higher I am, I can drop them from farther away. So we'll climb to about 20k. About 20k, we'll level out. Target is right in front of me. You see the diamond, that is your target. You can see that line, I'm pretty close to it. Give it a few more miles. So now that we've crossed that line, this line is now solid. That being a solid line means you can drop your bombs now. Now since there's no enemy around me, I'm safe here. I'll give it a few more miles just to be sure. You don't have to though. You can drop them as soon as that goes solid. About 18 miles out, I'm going to drop the first bomb. Drop. Alright, so now, your second bomb, you want to go over here, and you want to go back to control. And you want to switch this channel to your next one. 36 is plan point 1, we just dropped on that, so you want to change it to 37, that's plan point 2. Make sure you're good, yep, drop it, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else, you don't have to guide them in, you can switch to your air-to-air, you can turn off, good to go. They're going to glide in. Now those, they can be shot down by missiles and guns, but they do seem to make it most of the time. Even if they're being shot at, they'll normally make it to the target, at least one of them. They are a pretty big bomb. They got a pretty good radius that they spread the cluster bombs to. So as long as you know where to put that planned point, you are going to do some real damage with these things if they hit. They take a few minutes to get there. We'll wait and see what they show us to hit. I don't know if anybody's already bombed this. I don't know how many targets are left, so I don't know how many kills we'll get. We'll see. You can also go to F10. Tracking. And these are your bombs. going into the target. As long as you're safe and stuff, you can stay in F10. Watch them so you know when they're going to hit. They're well on their way. Getting there. There are missiles there, so they might get shot down, but like I said, they normally will make it to the target. It looks like they're going to make it. It looks like that one made it. And that one made it. Now, it's not showing any hits. I don't know if that's, you know, there's lag and all that. But they might have already bombed those targets because the server's going to restart in like an hour, so it's been going for like 7 hours. So those targets might have already been dead. But that is how you drop the bombs. How you set it up for a plan point attack with the glide bombs in the JF17.